So continuing with our microfighter phase, we're going to shout out another awesome mock maker, Ben's Brick Design, with his custom microfighter mocks that you can find on Rebrickable. If you're a fan of microfighters, definitely go check it out. This was not a paid advertisement for the Cali Brick Clique, but rebuilding your sets is one of the best ways to play.
Are you making else? Go to the bathroom, Josh.
Oh, yeah, we can start.
I said I'll go to the bathroom before. Well, I don't know if I want to talk about, like, the fact that I'm taking advantage of, like, tax breaks of, like, writing off every Lego set I buy under a company.
A lot of us are doing that, but, you know, IRS will come after you if you don't make any kind of profit. Anyways, go.
There. Ready? In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to Cali Brick Clique. We are here with my buddies Ninja.
I was drinking water.
Oh my god, worst timing ever. Shy, I'm skipping over you.
Yo, what's up?
Shy is also here from SHYtimeisMytime, and we're here with our friend Josh from Josh Build Stuff.
Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so excited to
shit.
have you here.
Nice.
I have a feeling today's going to be a little ridiculous, but before we get into it, let's discuss the fact that you can find our podcasts on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and there's a bunch of other ones that have been brought up to me. Apparently, the audio for our podcast goes up significantly earlier than the YouTube video that goes up. So if you want like a sneak peek, you can listen to our content on, you know, the podcast listening platforms before you can watch us on YouTube. So if you do want to start doing that, go ahead. It definitely freaked me out when Lori, not Lisa, a friend here on Twitch and YouTube was like, FYI, I have this question about, you know, the episode. And I was like,
It's only Wednesday.
I thought I was confused as to what day it was. I thought I had messed up my entire week. I thought like I did not know anything that was going on. So thank you, Shy, for confusing me. Communication is key here at the Cali Brick Clique headquarters.
Yes.
If you've ever partook in our podcast as a guest or anything, I just want everyone to know our professionalism is the most important part of our podcast.
I
Nothing but
often
you.
partook in your podcasts.
Yeah. Thank you so much for everybody that's still here, that's still listening. Less than a minute in. And yeah, let's get going. How are you guys doing? What's the latest? Are you hyped for the Queer Eye set, for the new Nintendo set? Like, what leaks can we talk about now?
I always wondered if you redid intros sometimes and you like, this would be a great time for a take two. I always wonder that. So now we get to see in real time if this is the real intro.
No, we don't edit.
No, we never
it goes in.
refilm
Unless
anything.
someone asks, and which actually no one has ever asked us to go back and change something.
Surprising.
Yeah, nobody has ever done that. No one's ever had, you know, short-term memory loss or total massive buyer's or chatter's regret with the Cali Brick Clique, you know?
Hey, there's a first time for everything, Josh.
There's a first time for everything.
It's true.
You don't want to tell me, like, right before I upload it on Friday or Thursday. And to be fair, I did tell you guys that I did that.
Yeah, you did. I
Long
just
time
didn't
ago.
listen. I just don't pay attention. It's fine.
Talk about professionalism. Oh, yeah, we don't have that here, guys.
No,
Okay,
nothing but
so-
the best.
Nothing but the
Just like Lego, right?
none.
You guys, I am feeling elated and lighter. I am taking apart sets that I have on display that I love because the visual clutter is giving me more anxiety, and I'm putting my mental health first, which means removal
Yes,
of
cheers
visual
to that.
clutter. And yeah, and then it's going to make it so that when I build new sets and I buy more sets, there's that guilt is gone because I'm taking stuff down and I'm putting it away in storage for future Claire. Future Claire does not live in a 2-bedroom condo in downtown San Francisco. So
Okay.
It sounds like she's having a really great time.
she's having a really current Claire is very happy here, but future Claire has a pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the goal. A pool.
Future Claire's
Claire
been talking to
problems.
my current wife who wants a pool.
I mean, I've been hoarding Black Falcons.
So yeah, speaking of visual clutter, do you wanna hold up that
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
base
So right now I'm working on a Black Falcon army. Here's part 1. This is like the first part of it, and then I have 3 units so far, which are a bunch of these dudes.
How many troops are in a unit?
I don't know, whatever I want it to be.
nice.
I can see
How many
here.
troops are you aiming for?
500. That is the goal. That would be equivalent to a battalion worth of troops in modern day terms.
Wait,
So
Are these knights going to go in the city?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they are not. I just want them propped up in position to look cool as hell for one photo, and I'll be content.
Nice.
So is this a shelf to bag situation? These aren't going in Ezra's hands, are they?
No, they are not. No, I'm gonna probably do the same thing that I did with the like my torrent company 501st that's on display right here. I'll have some sort of similar display that I'm gonna kind of prop them up to make them look pretty cool. It's just one of those things that which we're gonna get into later is like what we pretty much do with our Lego is one of those projects that you aim for, and then it's more like a oh that's cool, and then it's on your shelf piece. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, that's what most of the stuff is, right?
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. For me, though, I go into phases. Like when there's like a goal that I want to accomplish, I'm do my best to put all my money towards that goal. So like, well, when I was building the city, that was one. Building the 501st is another one, and then or torrent company, and then this is another one, and or I'm gonna start doing that. What is that? The which we can talk about right now. That rebrickable set with all the shows.
Oh, with all the sitcoms.
Are you going to do the sitcom? Do you have the Do you have the first one? What's that? I hate that show.
I have the
Big
Friends
Bang.
one.
The Big Bang.
I have Big Bang. I have that one.
It.
So I had that. Big Bang I got that first, and then I got Friends. Well, so all I really need is an apartment, and then Seinfeld. Right.
You have all those now?
I don't have the other two, but they're going to be out for a little bit.
Is that Big Bang?
No,
this is Seinfeld.
No, that's Seinfeld. Right. You built that on a live stream.
Yeah,
I brought mini sets. They're right off screen when we mention them.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna play bingo. If you guys name a set, I'll grab it off the table. This will be a lot of fun for our audio listeners.
Mm-hmm. So right now I'm focused on building this Black Falcon army. Just because, so whenever you see me anywhere, I'm going to be saying "Long live Black Falcons" until I'm over it, and then I'm probably going to go back into. Well, I have to actually start getting into mock mode for Brikx LA coming up, so that'll be my focus after that, and then after that, I'll be focusing on doing that rebrickable thing, because the new set that just got announced, right?
Yeah, you're going to stack on top.
Yeah, isn't that gonna? I'm assuming someone already is going to make something for that.
I'm sure they will because it's like a TV show. But
which new set?
Queer Eye set?
Queer Eye.
Oh, yes, that's it that we're about to talk about.
Yes.
After I talk about this excellent term that I've just learned that was shelf to bag, and I think I do this, and we'll talk about it more later, like what you do with your Lego. Because like Claire's taking apart her set, Shy is buying 500 minifigures. I have a bunch of like loose sets and other sets in bags. Like I'm so excited because we're all approaching the same weird like obsession of a hobby in such different ways.
Yeah, totally.
But there's a new set coming out that is based on the sitcom. Did we decide it's a sitcom?
Quote unquote. I see my whole thing. I thought it wasn't a sitcom, but I guess they did a reboot of the show.
Isn't it a reality show?
That's what I thought. I thought it was like a reality.
It's always been a reality TV.
Makeover.
Yeah, which I mean, like Lego never said that they like we're only going to do sitcoms. So maybe it opens it up to like, you know, hopefully they'll go back and do like real world road rules.
Can we get a Fear Factor set?
Let's not say hopefully.
Fear Factor? Come on now.
Let's not say hopefully on Fear Factor either.
Could you imagine that? That'd be so awful.
And this isn't an idea set too. This is a completely off thing.
That's really interesting. Also, The Bachelor could be coming up. God, I hope not. That would be so bad.
Whoa.
A shot at love?
Lego roses were hard enough to find in stock recently.
Yeah.
Let alone finding someone that you want to marry for the rest of your life.
So bad.
I've been there. I did that one time.
We can
Flavor of Love sets, maybe?
I know.
Just a big clock.
I mean, seriously, Brick already made a Flavor Flav with a clock.
I think it'd be awesome if we did like a Top Chef one. That could be fun, but or like Chopped, you know, like the food ones.
A Gordon Ramsay minifig, that would be fresh.
No, but in all seriousness, it is pretty incredible to see Lego. There's a box that says queer on it that has Lego on it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was curious. Cool. That was my first thing because I saw a bunch of like QE, and I was like, "Are they gonna write out the full name?" And sure enough, right underneath it, they do.
Yeah, because I didn't
they were, which is
yeah.
I mean, I'm for one, the set looks amazing.
Yeah, it does, and the parts look amazing.
The parts, the white masonry bricks. Now we know where those white masonry bricks come from.
Yeah,
yeah. As an architect, like I really appreciate a lot of parts of the set. Just I haven't watched the show, but like the design wise, it's a lot of fun. And
So
I love furniture.
I watched the first 2 seasons, which is like what this apartment is based on because they do change afterwards. And so I have heard a complaint from a few people that they were like, "Oh, this is like one of the old. It's not the current apartment. They changed the apartment, blah blah blah." But this is like the first couple seasons. I think it's appropriate which one that they chose.
So it is the first rendition of the show, not the second one.
I don't remember exactly.
I mean, I only watched it in parts. I never watched it fully.
It's kind of all blended in together. Like I watched it when it first came out, which was like a bit ago. And I really like it. It's incredibly different from like the first iteration of the show. It's much more about like connecting with people. It brings like a lot of awareness to mental health and like a lot of people that are like social recluse that like don't take care of themselves in so many ways.
I feel attacked.
But no, not like it's just like it's like people who have like struggle like taking care of their families and for all sorts of different reasons, and they kind of come in and I don't know if it's like a Band-Aid situation or if it's like actual long term, but it's a very like feel good. Like I definitely cried a lot watching the show, but you also like feel good, afterwards. And there's just like there's so many details that I've seen on it. Like Flynn from Tricky Bricks posted that JVN's shoes have like a print on it.
Oh,
to give it a high heel, which is so cool. And it's crazy to think that like is that the first high heel in a Lego piece?
Wait, I didn't see the high heel part. I seen the part like the print dividing the sock from the shoe.
There's a print on the side to like show like a heel.
Is it a print or is it a double mold?
I think it's a print.
It's a print.
I love side leg prints, man.
Yeah, it's a side leg print. Yeah.
It's a side leg. It's so cool. Anyway,
the minifigures alone are amazing. All of them. Even the torsos that they're using as clothes on on that rack.
Yeah.
The silver hairpiece.
Oh my god, that silver hairpiece.
Yeah, I think this set is great as like an objective Lego set, but it's like tenfold better for what it's like. So also so soon after the Everyone is Awesome set. It's so cool.
Like literally right off the bat.
Yeah, so I'm curious what's the direction that they're going in now. And Matthew Ashton, go for it now. I was going to say Matthew Ashton is like responsible obviously for the Everyone is Awesome set, plus is like the lead. I think he's like the lead person on like a ton of different themes. And there was an Instagram interview where he rattled off like a bunch of different themes that they're working on now for 2023, 2 of which might be unexpected to people, but 2 of which are Monkey Kid and Dots. And a lot of people have been thinking that Monkey Kid was ending, but I'm really excited because Monkey Kid is coming to Amazon Prime. The sets are going to be sold on Amazon in North America. And now there's more sets that are coming out, like slated not just for next year, but the year after. So it's just, I'm really excited. There's just lots of good news that has happened this week. I think in terms of incomparable Monkey Kid versus the Queer Eye set, but for what it means, but I'm very excited for both.
I haven't seen anything bad about the set. Like I was afraid that there might be, knowing that the set was going to come out. But
that was going to be my next question. Yeah. Like obviously there was a bunch of like pushback, maybe not pushback, but just like criticism of making political statements.
Have you gone on the like Facebook groups? That's usually where you see most of the.
That's your first mistake is going on Facebook at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where some of the stupid lives.
The shenanigans.
I mean, I've heard nothing but great praise for the set so far. At least of people that I know.
We live in a bubble, though. I feel like the content we can see.
I have a few friends that are more conservative in their belief systems. Because a lot of my friends are literally all over the place just because we're veterans. But I do have a lot of friends that roll on the right side. So like one of them texted me, he's like, dude, this set's amazing. I'm like, coming from you. Did that same person feel negatively about the Everyone is Awesome set? I'm just curious. No, he loved that set too, based on what the pieces were. He didn't like the fact that he felt that it was a message. But he had nothing negative to say about the set. And that to him, that's more important than anything. Is that how's the set? The set's amazing.
Like objectively as a Lego set.
Yeah, exactly. So he looked at it and didn't say nothing. He didn't even mention a thing about the about what it stood for. He just went straight to saying that, hey, this set's amazing. There's nothing negative I can say about it. And he's usually very critical about any Lego set that comes out. And there was not one thing he could say about this one.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So another set that got released that we should have talked about last week.
What?
With Brian.
Oh, yeah.
It's me.
Mario.
So this is a Mario 64 set, right? Supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, because 3 of them are dioramas of the levels from Mario 64.
Does anyone know what comes out of the sides?
I don't want to know.
Does anything come out of the sides? Is that like a surprise reveal that they haven't
There's like
yet?
an indent in the flap would come down on the sides.
Hold on. Ninja, do you want to be surprised? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, to be honest with this whole thing, I've been staying off like Instagram and everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see anything.
Yeah,
I kind of want to be surprised about it. Because I seen the box originally, and I was like, I know that's not it. There's got to be more. So I just been like staying away.
Okay, so but you have seen it though. You've seen the set.
I seen the box. Just
but he's not looking at it, so he doesn't know what the dioramas are. We can even.
I didn't even know stuff popped out of it.
Yeah, honestly,
we spoiled it.
I'm so sorry. We will try not to spoil it. It is very cool.
It's all good.
Now you're setting expectations by saying it's very cool.
I'm excited for it. I think a lot of people are really upset that it's not like a big Peach's castle, but I think this is really cool, and I think people are deluded by whatever fantasy that they wanted, and it's objectively a really cool item.
Don't talk about Brian that way.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I already knew that this set that they came out with, or work before seeing the set, I already knew with whatever they're going to come out with, had to be a standalone Mario set on its own that does not relate to anything on the line, just like the NES set. And this one fulfilled that expectation.
I've heard
if it was
people...
a Peach's Castle, that would have been like, oh, I can use this with my city, or I can do blah 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 blah. It's although it would have been dope, this one is like oh, this is cool. It's a giant cube. It does not relate to anything that any of us have in our collection.
Right. What got me interested at first was that little the little Easter egg on the NES set.
Yeah, the level like the 1-2 or whatever.
Yeah, the level on the side. When I seen the brick or the little block, I was like, dang, I wonder what they could do with this. That's why I got excited. And I was like, I'm not going to check it out. But I've seen, but I've heard a lot of people are upset because it's still not a CMF line.
Yeah,
that's a whole different conversation, though.
Right? At this point, they were done already. I think
everybody wants to see CMF.
My personal, I do too. But if they've already, what, all their characters right now on all their stuff is all brick built. Like at this point, what would you make into a minifigure aside from Mario, Luigi, and anything that you put on Mario Kart?
Right. See that there's like 12 characters right there, and that's it. That's all I need. But I feel like
Mario Kart.
I think I heard Sai talking about something about Mario Kart. Like they could build little carts to go with the figs or something.
I don't know.
No. People have done that. There's like some really cool videos out there that have like millions and millions of views that people have already done that for. I can't remember the name of the channel. It's incredible. They do super high quality videos. It'll come up later. But are you guys getting
steal their ideas? No, I'm just kidding.
Are you guys getting
Mario set? I'm planning on not getting it.
Oh, interesting.
I want it, and like a lot of other sets that are coming out within the next couple months, I'm gonna withhold from buying any of them because one, I'm trying to build this army. Two, I am waiting for that new modular.
Nice.
So I am going to get the Christmas set like day one.
The Christmas village. Okay.
Because every year it's always a struggle to get that set, and I got the Elves Clubhouse after the holidays. So it's just like I still haven't built it. So I'm like, I am not going to wait another year to build that set.
What about the tumbler?
So I had two. I think I have the new truck, the creator truck that's about to be released on pre-order.
Oh yeah,
the Ford Raptor or whatever.
No,
is it a Raptor? Is it a Ford truck?
It is a
Ford. I think it means the classic one.
The classic truck.
Oh, the red truck. I guess we're getting an orange Ford truck too.
Oh, Oh yeah, Technic, right?
Yeah, Technic.
Yeah. I like Technic. I know not everyone does. I like.
No, I like it. I don't have any, but I like it. I get it.
No, we're Technic people here.
Pins and holes.
I canceled that order today, contemplating if I was going to get the tumbler. Because I do want that tumbler. Of all
tumblers,
I want that tumbler. Well, I already put a little one.
Cool.
I got the
little
one.
Do you have the old one, Shy?
I was going to buy it, and then you bought it, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't buy it.
I thought you had it from like back in the day.
No. I was looking because it's relatively affordable to buy in the secondary market right now, or it was. It wasn't like extremely expensive, like like thousands of dollars. It was like what, like 400, 3.
On average, it was 400, and I think I got mine like just shy of that.
So we're using expensive as a relative term now, right?
Well, you have to understand that this guy buys Brickmania, so
that's true.
His
tank cement costs $400.
Yeah, his concept of expensive with Lego is just margins. The rest of us, yeah, exactly.
Very different.
So, but there is a point though for me to not go over for a retired Lego set. Like I wouldn't spend.
You don't buy that much retired Lego. You don't.
I do. I just don't show it off.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
I don't show it off. I still have to, there's no point. Like I have all the Western stuff. I have like some castle stuff. I just have.
You got your Western stuff back?
I've slowly been accumulating them. Like I have. The only thing I don't have left is the Bandit house.
I didn't know that you had been slowly collecting it. Are you going to do a whole thing on it?
Yeah, yes. I was supposed to a long time ago. I did Fort Legoredo. That was the first one I did, and then I have the Gold Junction, which is like the bank and the general store, and then I have the sheriff's office. I was waiting to accumulate at least the Bandits hideout, and then I need the weapons wagon or whatever that is, which is extremely expensive for what it is now.
Amazing.
But I wanted to get at least 1 or 2 of the Native American sets, which I don't remember which one I had as a kid. It had a DP.
But this kind of transitions us into like, I know one of the topics that Josh you wanted to discuss is like kind of our different takes on the hobby, our completionism, our like Shy is collecting Western from a nostalgia perspective, and the fact that like a lot of that stuff was lost, to him. And then Ninja's very like thoughtful, but like Nintendo is incredibly nostalgic and important to him, like, you know what I mean? So it's you don't usually go out of your way to not look at leaks. Like this is really, it's like very serious for you to do something like this. And then I'm quite literally sitting here and sorting out my Frozen Castle, which is one of my favorite sets that I've built, that I'm taking apart. So
I feel like that's a good question, or I have a question about that, because I feel like someone asked before, I don't know if it was like on one of my old streams or something, but they're asking me like, when do you break down a set? Because
never.
Right? See, that's
I do it a lot.
I do it. So what I do, I put it in a bin and I let the kids play with it. So they'll have stuff to play with. So I have stuff like they don't touch, but they could touch all that other stuff. And once they stop messing with it, then it gets broken down.
Exactly. Same boat. Like a lot of little stuff that, like the kids will take from the city, or they'll take from, or I'll buy sets that I know I'm not gonna like this, for example. I am not gonna keep this built. I already know I'm gonna turn it
the Marauder.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
It's
Not
just
to be
gonna
confused with the Bad Batch Marauder.
That too. Even this, I am not gonna keep this set built.
That's an okay set.
It's a nice set, though.
I just wanted the minifigures. I don't care about any of that. So
the minifigures are good.
Ezra and Luna are gonna play with it. Eventually, it won't look exactly how it started.
Nope.
And then to the point of no return sometimes, or all the stuff is added to it. And then at that point, it gets broken down.
Some pieces are going to be in the couch.
Exactly. And it just ends up in the parts. That's
wait, so, but that's like how you part out your sets. So that's like your process of putting, so like, I totally get that from like sets that you don't want to keep together. How about sets that you intend on possibly building later and simply because you don't have the space for it now?
You can buy really big plastic bags.
There you go.
I have I don't want to go grabbing more sets out of my closet, but like on Amazon, you can buy 2 foot by like 1.5 foot plastic Ziploc bags. And I have like the UCS Slave 1 in there. I have the UCS A-Wing in there. Literally, I shove the whole set in a bag as assembled as it will stay together. Yeah. And then it either goes in my closet in my office, or I literally rent a storage unit, not to like channel my inner Ryan, but like I have a storage unit that I pay $100 a month for.
Yeah.
And I have shelves in there, and I just truck sets in bins, in bags to the storage unit, and they live there. Mostly assembled, just shoved in a Ziploc bag.
So do you ever pull things out
Interesting.
and bring it back? Is that a two-way street or a one-way street?
I've done both. I made a Speed Champions video after all the new 2021 sets came out, and I was like, oh, I got all the like 2020 8-wide Speed Champions sets in storage. I'll just go grab those. I'll do a video where like they're all displayed together. So like for the purpose of a comparison video, or like you want to see a bunch of stuff together, absolutely. Like I'm going to go do that. I'm going to grab all the slave ones out of storage and make a video like with the new slave one that came out, the speculation of another slave one UCS set coming out. Like I'll show all those together. But like if you don't want to compare things, I am kind of struggling to get towards a point that Shy and Ninja are talking about, because I also have kids that like coming into my office that's full of Lego and what my wife would call children's toys. Like my office is full of stuff that appeals to children. Who'd have guessed it?
You don't understand.
And like I honestly, it is a struggle to get to a point where I'm like, you can play with these sets, but I'm like, I didn't make a video on that set yet, so I don't want that one to be taken apart. But like these others I already made videos on. I really want to get to a point where I'm like, all right, these all get shoved into a bin. The kids can play with these, and I know I have the pieces for them later. And like, they're probably not going to make a whole bunch of, I don't know, sailboat gifts with purchases or Sakari and Iron Man sets. And so I probably don't need to keep those together for the sake of a comparison video to pull out later, or for the sake of like keeping my own mental health like in a good place, being like, no, the set is assembled in together and all the minifigures are shoved into the same gallon bag and they're all living together at the storage unit happily.
Right. See, that's interesting, because I definitely don't put any of my sets like in a bag together to build later. It all just goes into the parts, like for.
But
like,
do you sort your parts and stuff? Because that's like now we're getting into Claire's game and like this idea of mocking versus collecting.
Ninja builds mocks, yeah, and so does Shy. They both do, yeah.
I want to build
you
mocks.
Call it that.
Yeah, I mean, you have a city, you have a little city, right? And then and it's like
That's true. Yeah.
Mocking from a Claire's perspective, with a shelf full of bins full of like sorted Lego behind you, mocking is an entirely different game to you than it is to me, because I would have to disassemble a bunch of sets, pick which sets are worth disassembling, go through some sort of like find some storage, sort for what seems like an infinite amount of time.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're Claire.
Yes.
And like just always sort. And then find someone nice that I like and marry them, and then sort their collection into my collection.
That seems very specific.
I'm working on that part.
Wow.
That's the biggest obstacle I've come across so far.
See, at least in that scenario you just mentioned, at least that person also likes to have sorted Lego.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in my case, where my kids are doing the same thing, kinda, not really, where I take some of their stuff into my collection. Every time I sort something in there, more stuff comes out of what I've already sorted into something brand new, in which I have to put that into the collection. So so my unsorted things continues to be overwhelming as opposed to what's already sorted. I'm like, Ezra, you have like 4 bins. Just go through those for what you think you need.
But you also have a bunch of sets on display like behind you, and I do too. Like my shelves are eclectic, Lego and non-Lego things.
Yeah.
But like I don't know how to decide what stays on display and what is worth disassembling to start this parts collection if I wanted to mock. It's a bigger barrier to entry than I think a lot of people.
It is totally a big barrier to entry. I did not enter it being like, I'm going to take apart these sets to mock stuff. So that's how Sans did it. So he has a lot of broken down sets that has created his collection, but he's also accumulated and inherited bulk Lego. So you can buy bulk lots.
Yeah.
And it is a really quick way of quick starting a parts collection. I was incredibly lucky and found a Facebook posting around the time that I started my YouTube channel. It was a kid who came from a Lego family. They like his mom apparently was like a big modular fan, and they were moving. And for some reason, he was getting rid of thousands of dollars worth of Lego for like barely anything.
I need to find those kids.
Yeah, and by the way, everything was pristine except for like a small chunk of stuff that needed to be washed. Everything was basically new and bag, and a ton of stuff had been accumulated from the Pick-a-Brick. So buying Pick-a-Brick consistently, especially in non-pandemic times when the Pick-a-Brick was changing, and if you have a store near you that the wall does change regularly, like in the area, we have like 4 or 5 Lego stores here, and the one in San Francisco, the wall there, it doesn't change because it's not really a big seller there. Like they're more of like a sets thing. But then the one in San Jose, the Pick-a-Brick wall there changes a little bit more frequently. But there's like and also buying pieces on Pick-a-Brick is the cheapest per piece way to accumulate parts.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was gonna say online. Yep.
I've never visited a Pick-a-Brick wall.
Interesting.
I've never purchased a brick that I've picked.
Well, like, yeah, like why would you if you're not doing mocks?
I'm intimidated, honestly.
Interesting.
You have to talk to someone or a Lego employee. Like I'll walk into a Lego store, I will pick up more sets than I can physically hold. I will buy $800 worth of new sets and walk out with like several giant Lego bags
Having
and my
spoken to no one?
4-year-old in tow. Yes, having spoken to no one. I would ideally do everything without speaking to anyone ever.
Yes.
Shy
100%.
talks about like him being a great salesman in the Lego store, and I'm like, you would kill me in the Lego store, my dude. Because like I go to the Lego store, I have a plan. I'm like, I'm getting all the Speed Champion sets, I'm getting all the new Star Wars line, whatever. And then I'm in and I'm out. But I've never gone to the Pick-a-Brick wall.
Dang, that's
What am I gonna do? I could buy bags and bags of. I have 2 bags of parts. I have 1 bag of extra pieces.
Right.
That like I buy enough sets, they give me extra pieces, I'll throw them in 1 bag. And then I have 1 bag of 1x1 round plates that I've accumulated while building the couple of custom mosaic sets that I've built.
So
but every one of those.
What are you talking about? You've made mocks. You have
yeah, those mosaics are mocks.
I have digitally designed those ahead of time, and then I have purchased every single one of the pieces.
So you mock,
not from a Pick-a-Brick wall, from Bricklink.
That's fine. You did it from Bricklink.
Yes, I take that, but like it's such a small subset of parts. It's like I'm getting the parts list from like I'm following the exact dimensions of the pre-existing Lego art sets. I buy the individual studs and I build the set that I previously. No, I totally understand, and I'd love to branch out more, but like I don't need a shelf full of small bin storage to store all of those.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think it's also like one of those other barrier of entries that once you pass it, you're going to pass it. Like, for example, keeping your instructions, keeping your boxes. Like, there's going to be a point where, like, I'm just going to throw all these away. And then going forward, you're not going to care about them ever. So
See,
then,
I throw the boxes, but I can't part with my instructions.
I start tossing them all out.
I've seen that. I can't do it, man.
I'm about to, once I can reach
them. Did you check your instructions already?
Yeah. Instructions they're a product. They're a part of the product.
They keep taking up too much space.
I've been referencing mine. I've been like pulling mine for like.
I've never pulled it out ever again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I pull mine out, and I would throw them away if I didn't.
If they weren't available online, yes.
I love the fact that I can get instructions online, which means a lot of the like big bags of instructions I never have to open. So like I have a pristine like non-folded seal on the binding side of the instructions that I've never folded over.
You should probably
because I only that's the thing. Like if I've gone to secondhand Lego stores and I've thought about selling my sets and then I immediately second guess it because I'm like, no, I'd rather just have that in my possession forever than get like some money for it. My kids can deal with it after I'm long gone. But I'm like, I asked them, they're like, we don't care about the boxes, but like if you have the instructions, that would be great.
Well, there you go.
They like those.
Yeah. So you have your own like rules to how you store, what you keep, what you throw. Like for me, it's just like they went through stages. I did go through a point where I kept every box until space started to become an issue. And then I realized, am I seeing any joy with these boxes, or am I ever going to sell these again? And when I came to the realization that I'm probably not going to sell these specific sets, toss out the box, and then it just became easier as time progressed. Same thing with like having my kids play with the Lego sets. Like at first they didn't touch the city at all because I wanted a nice pristine city. And then as Ezra got older, it was kind of hard to say, no, you can't play with that. And then now this whole bottom level that they can reach, it's destroyed. If I need to film, I just rebuild everything. And then, you know, when it comes to the point where, yeah, you can play with this Lego truck and it comes down to like, there's only 4 wheels left. It's like, all right, I can't really go back to it. So it becomes easier and easier as time progresses. So maybe it, you know, for all of us, something changes somewhere in our collecting.
It's like stages
that we have. Yeah, we go through stages and where I need to break this. I have this problem. What am I gonna do now?
Well, like I feel like I'm going backwards. So like before I was like part of the Lego community and stuff, and I collected sets solely, I would like buy them and I would put them together partially or fully or whatever, and I would always break them down. I would always organize them back into the bag exactly, and then that's it. And then like I would put them away, and then maybe a couple of years later I'd buy another set, and that's it. But I didn't have anything on display. And so then when I joined the community, I was kind of like overcompensating for that time. Do you know what I mean? I bought like crazy. I put everything out in every single room of my house. And now I realize that like, I'm not into that. Like, I actually don't like it. I like Lego in like one area. It's too much. I don't like visual clutter. And there's like other hobbies that I like, but that this is like literally taking the space away from them. Like I can't buy books because I have too much Lego. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's like, it shouldn't be like that. So
you gotta find the balance. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, there's a lot of people who are like, well, if you buy Lego and if you put it away, you should be buying that set. And I completely disagree with that because there's a whole part of our hobby that's like part of the collecting side of it. That's like completing collections or completing like lines, like all of Vikings or all of Indiana Jones. You know, a lot of us are completing those things. You don't have to do those things. And yeah, you can argue that that's like hoarding and like a bad habit or whatever, but that's part of the hobby and that's like where we're at. And sometimes just like having that stuff. And for me, I like rotating out displays. I change seasonally the way I decorate my house. I constantly change the furniture around to freshen it up. And it's just like, I'm doing the same thing with my Lego. That's it. And I'm enjoying this process. By the way, I'm actually enjoying this Frozen Castle now more because I'm disassembling it. I'm re-looking at all the beautiful parts. And I'm like, holy, you know, whatever I was about to say.
There was.
But what I was going to say is like, I'm enjoying this again. And I'm like, oh, I want to go on Bricks and Pieces online and buy more of these things because I love these parts so much. I'm not parting it out into my collection. I would like additional pieces to mock with, but this I would like to build later again and have the experience again. And because both my partner and I like Lego, it's also the best solution because we can both build sets with this kind of attitude. And with modern pieces, as long as it doesn't have some of the old brown and some of the old stuff that's brittle and it's not Technic, so that's a very different id. And when I get to my sets that are more Technic, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, we'll have, you know, check back in with me in a couple weeks. but I think now it's like, I'm loving it. I'm like, this is fun, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
That's what it's all about.
Shy said it best when he brought Marie Kondo into this whole argument and said he doesn't get any joy from keeping his boxes or his instructions or whatever. And that makes sense. I get joy from keeping things in storage and just like knowing that I own a set, but I do not. Maybe, I don't know. There's like, I've started buying some Creator 3-in-1 sets recently, and I want to fully experience a set. And so I'm like, I'm going to build the alternate build that I like least. I'm going to build that one first. I'm going to disassemble it. I'm going to build the next one. I'm going to disassemble it. I'm going to build the one that I think I'll like the most. That's what it will stay as. But that process is, to me, is terrible. I do not like disassembling Lego. Like it's tedious to me. And the finished product of building a Lego set, you're like, cool. Now I've used all the pieces and I have this complete model in front of me that I can look at, I can admire, I can play with, I can put it on a shelf, I can do whatever I want with it. But like, I'm now reversing the process and going back. And I guess you get some gratification from rebuilding it, but like a lot of the newer Creator 3-in-1 sets that I bought, I'll build the third model first and I'll be like, cool, I can look at pictures of the other ones. They don't interest me that much.
Right.
But like, I've never enjoyed the process of disassembling.
Interesting.
You know what? When I first like when I was first getting back into this, I would actually do the same thing. Like I'll build the third one and the second one and then build it. The last one is how I would keep it.
Yeah.
But recently I just haven't. I do the same thing. I'm like, you know what? Like it's too much, I feel like. So I just
ideally
mock it.
I would love to buy 3 of a lot of the Creator 3-in-1 sets. Like I bought the new Shuttle /Saturn V /Lunar Lander set, and like I have the larger versions of all 3 of those other builds, and like that's one that I would absolutely want to buy 3 of the set
and have
build
the little
the 3
mini
models
one next to them.
Yeah, and like I guess I'll do a video about them, and I'll show them next to it. But like I haven't gotten around to it because like for making content about those sets too, like that's 3 times the amount of work in the like preparation stage of getting the set built to a point where I can make a video about it.
So like how much of your Lego hobby is the content creation?
Well, when you were saying like buy a set, build it, look at it, cool, and like for me, I'm out of shelf space, I'm out of office space. Like I would love to display every set that I've ever built, but like I also like books and other random eclectic things like from the shelves behind me. And so like I do not want to display every Lego set I've ever built. And some people would find it weird. It's like I build a set, I will make a video about it, and then it'll hang around my office for, I don't know, a couple weeks to a couple of months. I'll run out of space. I'll put it in a bag and I'll take it to storage. And like that probably doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but like to me, making a video about a set helps me justify purchasing the set because I'm like, look, I made something using the set. The set has served its purpose to me.
So you film everything you buy?
I plan to. A lot of times with the whole, like Brikx was saying, like the rat race of the whole thing. Like if a set's been out for months and months, you can make a video about it. It's not going to necessarily, like, it's not going to do well. Like, what's the point of doing a review when land members get sets early and then, like, it's been months and other people have gotten sets early? Like, unless I have a good idea for a video that I can do something fun and different with, I'll make a video in that sense. But a lot of times we're like, I did it. It's done. I own the set. Like, I have not, we're recording this in mid-September at this point. I haven't built every August 1st set that I bought. Which is a shame because I waited to build the big sets. And so like I just finished the Guardian set or the Guardian ship, which is beautiful and maybe like my favorite set from this year. Like I haven't made a video on it or anything. It's a month and a half since it's been out. So like I may not make a video on it. It may just be for me.
Yeah.
Shout out to those Disney sets back there. I see those.
I bought all of the Mickey and Minnie sets. Those I'm doing again just for myself. But I'm also doing content where I'm doing Mickey Mouse Mondays or Mickey Mondays.
Yeah.
I guess this last Monday was a Minnie Mouse Monday. And it's like
Monday. Yeah.
People aren't watching those videos and I don't care. The videos,
as long as you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm having fun. If I'm not having fun, what are we doing here, right?
I watch those videos. I want those sets because of those videos, even though during the whole time you're like, this set isn't that great. And I'm like, I think I want it.
Well, I bought the set, right? The pieces are cool. I am building the 4+ sets, and my 4-year-old will point out a set. He's like, "This one's 4+." To him, that means we can build it together, and like we do. As frustrating as that might be, because these kids are just. Who would guess that a 4-year-old doesn't have a long attention span?
Yeah.
And then the second the set's built, he's like, "Cool. Now I'm going to take the whole thing apart."
But it's crazy.
I get to rebuild.
I like that. I love it when my kids take it apart because they build something different.
That's also like the point, or for some people, do you know what I mean? It's like
yes.
Oh my god! So at the Lego store, right? I would get these parents that would be super upset about their kids breaking down the sets when they're done, and they're asking about how to glue them and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, why?
It's not the point here.
Honestly,
it's such like an eye-opening moment, and like it's like a real big check as a dad when you can like look back on things and be like, what was I doing in hindsight? Like I literally, I'll find myself being like, this is what I said. I said to my 4-year-old, I was like, what's the number one rule about dad's Lego? And then my 4-year-old told me, he's like, we don't take it apart. And then in hindsight, I was like, I'm just reflecting back.
You need to watch the Lego
him?
movie one more time, Josh.
The first one.
Right.
The
And
first
like,
one.
And the second one.
Yeah.
no, I have.
Gotta be a
I have
master
since-
breaker.
I know I didn't make it through the entire second Lego movie. That's my second confession of the night. I
Oh
haven't
my
watched the entire
goodness.
second Lego movie. It got colorful. I tried to watch it with my kids. They don't have long attention spans. But like I found myself saying that to my 4-year-old, and I was like, I'm doing this wrong. I was like, it's okay if he takes the whole thing apart.
Right.
If I didn't want it taken apart, I should have put it on a higher shelf. Like, it'll be okay in the end. But it's a lesson I'm learning as a Lego dad.
See that?
Which I realize is now the subject of this episode.
Yeah, it is. That's
Interesting.
kind of, I was actually aiming for that when I sent you a message. I was like, I think this will be good. Because what I'm curious about, though, is that, like, do you think that reaction is it because you're in the hobby as well, or is it because the cost of this stuff is so high that like it's hard to justify, you know what I mean, the breaking apart? And it's like it's almost at like the board and the amount of money and time that we spend on it, you forget that it's a toy sometimes, you know.
I do feel like I have a confession to make.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I let the kids break the stuff down, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not the speed champions.
Oh,
I have that rule. Like, hey, you don't take these parts off. Like,
because those are your
See, but-
favorite.
yeah, but those are like on display too.
I'm the
so-
same thing.
But they understand, so they don't break the speed champions. Everything else, though, they tear it apart.
Sans
My
wants to
kids-
lock them out of the room and get a Mega Block.
Oh,
There you go.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I have never
It's not going to happen that way.
I have never bought a set for my kids. Like the way I think about it in my head, and it's not the best perspective, but like my kids don't own any Lego. They own
Yeah.
Duplo. Like
Dude,
I
I was
bought
gonna say,
Duplo
do they
sets
have
for them.
Duplo?
Yeah, we got Cars Duplo sets, and there's Mickey Mouse Duplo sets. Like there's a bunch of great Duplo sets.
Those car
But, like-
Duplo sets are fresh.
Yeah. But like the other thing is my kids being typical, I have 2 boys. They're very typical boys. They like excavators and they like race cars. And so like a Speed Champion set, man, my kids love Blippi so
oh,
much.
same.
That darn Blippi. If you don't know Blippi, it means
You'll
know that.
you don't have kids at this point.
I
Right?
know
You'll know, Claire.
You will. We all do.
PPI.
PPI. Honestly, that was like my 2-year-old's first spelling is BLIPPI.
Hey, it counts.
I
Hey,
guess
man.
so.
Side tangent though, before we get into what you're gonna say, have you seen the video interviews that he's like all the people have done on him in his like little warehouse?
Blippi's warehouse.
A
Blippi.
content creator?
Yeah, he's a content creator,
He's a YouTuber, a kids
He's a YouTuber.
YouTuber.
But it's very weird to see him like normal.
I haven't watched it.
Speaking
They changed
normal
Blippi. Did you see they changed Blippi?
I stopped paying attention.
There's
I
like a
just say
Netflix Blippi or something else. It's a different dude now. People were mad
I
because
think
like
I've seen that.
Blippi was doing live shows and like parents would take their kids to a live show and it wasn't the Blippi dude. Like it was just another person
He's
that
a
was dressed
phony.
and acting like Blippi. Right. And like parents were outraged. I don't know if the kids cared. I'm also not about to take my kids to a live Blippi performance.
I heard those moms were all over Blippi.
Is that a thing?
Really?
I guess
I
that's
can
what it
see
was.
it.
They're like, hey, that's
Speaking
not
of
Blippi. What the? No.
Not to get into another side tangent off of side tangent.
Oh my
Did you guys see the whole Blue's Clues Steve thing?
Yeah,
What?
man.
What?
Oh
That
my
dude spoke
god,
to
that's
us.
hilarious.
Oh my god, I cried.
What happened?
Do you not see
Oh
this?
my god, that's hilarious.
Original Steve from Blue's Clues came back and like
20 years later.
he realized
Look
that
at all you've accomplished.
yeah, the nation needed
Some
the original
healing.
Steve from Blue's Clues. And he gave like a heartfelt message to like all the kids. And he's like, hey, I realized I left pretty suddenly back in the day.
Yeah,
I said
you did.
I was going to
I
college.
remember.
Yeah. And he like came back. Watch it afterwards, Claire, if you want a good cry.
Yeah,
and he
25
was
years
like-
of blues.
He's like, I just want you to know I never forgot you.
Thank
You were
you.
always
Yeah.
my friend. And he's like, and look how much you've gotten done.
Mhm.
And like it was a really good message from
I was
a
like,
cool
dang.
dude.
And I
now,
like
if only my dad would say that.
and I was gonna say damn, I was gonna say like I love how the military veterans like screwed this one up already. How they there's a meme of that in the military community saying that this dude, Steve, left when technically we went to war and came back when it was over. So he joined up to be an operator and hasn't showed back up until Afghanistan was over.
He was deep
There's like
undercover.
pictures of him wearing like a whole like armor and all that kind of stuff. Like, oh,
Oh
Damn.
my god! There's like just a whole conspiracy.
We couldn't even let him have his moment for like a day. All right. Anyways, going back, what were we saying from our attention?
Originally, we were saying something about Speed Champions, and I was saying that my kids love cars and they love Hot Wheels cars, and so like it's really hard to keep a Speed Champions set out of a kid's hands because they want to race those things, they want to crash those things. Thankfully, they're pretty resilient sets.
I had that problem with my Speed Champs as well, because like one of them is my favorite, the Ferrari. That's my favorite one, but that's the only one out of all the ones I have in that shelf right here that Ezra wants to play with. The only one, and I'm like,
he's got his dad's taste.
Fine, yeah, fine. Go ahead, play with it. And every time, 2 seconds later, Dad, it broke.
Oh my god!
But
See,
now he's at the point where he's starting to fix them, so I'm happy with
cool.
it. I'm good with that. But
I don't mind that.
I'm in the same boat as both of you. Like, I do have sets that I don't want them to touch, and I hope they don't ask, because I'm probably gonna give cave in, like all the expensive Brickmania and Brick Better and stuff. Like, I don't want you to touch it, but to them,
what's the number one rule, Shy?
I know, right?
Don't eat the bricks.
I guess that's number one.
I don't know. But they still, I don't let my kids play with toy guns, so that falls in that category, right? So,
my kids love playing with blasters.
Blasters, nice.
They're not guns. We don't have toy guns in the house. We have blasters.
The phasers are set to stun.
Honestly, what is this? Every episode in the second half of the Bad Batch season 1 or whatever, the Bad Batch didn't shoot a single trooper the entire time. Their blasters were like permanently set to stun.
See,
it's just
they didn't want to hurt their brothers, man.
Yeah, but then they weren't hurting brothers because it was already, they were transitioning into like the only thing I cared about in the show was that like this transition from clones to TK troopers, and they're like, oh, these aren't clones or whatever, and like they didn't shoot those dudes either. No offense to this guy, but like just shoot somebody. For our audio listeners,
they
I'm pointing
have
to the
moral
stormtrooper behind
high
me.
ground.
Yeah, sure, moral high ground until Hunter got captured or whatever. They should have just shot some TK commandos or whatever.
I feel like Tupac just like tweaked his neck over there.
Yeah,
Am I seeing things?
He's not having the best time.
He's like, "What, Josh? Excuse me?
What?
You're not allowed to talk in this, TK."
So we've pretty much gone over to like all the things we do with our collections and how that has influenced us on this platform. So we definitely go through phases in our collections, and it's something that we don't really think about until it slaps you.
Right.
So where do you see like your collections going? Everyone here.
Ooh.
Because eventually we're already for the most of us, even Ninja, I know we're all pressed for space.
Oh yeah, most def.
And
we're all destined for a landfill.
So much in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Why? How do we all know that like 2 years has been serious for all of us? Right? Is that pandemic, or is that just like I've gone hard in the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's the pandemic.
I think the pandemic is 1 and 2. Lego just is nonstop right now. Just
it's like the set quality has gone up so much, and it's just constant.
Yeah, we're not done yet with this year. There's so much coming out. Titanic is coming out.
There's no choice but to slow down. Like I can't buy every set. I hear people who like granted have more limited budgets than I do, and like I was just watching Zam's video, and she was like, I wanted this Monkey Kid set and this monkey, like this other set and this other set, and like she's like, I couldn't get them. She did, but like had to go through like tech, God forbid, like I would have to talk to tech in the UK and be like, hey, can you find me this set? In their case, it's probably easier, but like there's this limited, like we're not gonna be able to get all the things that we want. And I'm living my stinking childhood dream right now and indulging myself and using the fact that I make videos about these sets as an excuse to like hoard and accumulate. And I've gone hard over the last couple of years. Right. And like, I still have so many sets that are on shelves that I'm like, I'll get that when I have a lull or when I have time or money in the budget or space on a shelf.
Same. There's still more sets that I want. I'm literally drowning in Lego, and there's more that I want. What is this? What is this hobby?
Let's blame Lego and say that they're changing and they're putting out too much.
It's a drug.
It's a drug, yeah.
I think we're addicted to it.
I
Endorphins.
literally have on my notes, collecting as an obsession, more fun to buy Lego than build it, which is something Claire had said in a previous stream. Like, you almost enjoy the process of buying more than you enjoy the process of building. And like, sometimes I do too. Like, new sets come out. I'm so disappointed. This darn Marvel CMF series came out. And I actually, in this weird aspect of like, as much as I buy sets to make videos about them, sometimes I go, these sets are just for me. Like, I'm going to get the advent calendars and like no one will see any content about advent calendars for me. Because like, I love opening those day by day. I'll do it with my kids if they're around. I'll do it for myself and build these little things. Like, those are for me. And like the CMFs, unless you buy them all day one, build them all, and then you can make a video about them. Like, there's nothing special there that I can say something different than someone else can say, but like, it's going to be the same figures, and like the only surprise is what's in the bag. And like, I love that part of CMS, and I'll like feel bags in stores, and I used to feel weird about it, but now like I enjoy that hunt process, and I'm so bummed that I have not.
That it was so easy for you this time?
Well, because I looked in stores for the last 2 weeks since this Marvel CMF line came out, and like I'm checking stocks on Targets and Walmarts and stuff. I didn't go to the Lego store, but like I didn't find a single one in stores, and so I was like, whatever, I'll buy 2 6-packs from Walmart.com, and I got all the figures, and I'm glad I got them, but I feel like I missed out on a part of this whole
I am
thing.
the total
It feels
opposite.
like a cheat, yeah.
I love it. I'm the opposite. I love it because
I love having them, but not hunting them.
I love the ease of just having to buy a couple boxes. And granted, I bought 2 boxes and they're both the same. So
I was going to say, you didn't get both, right?
No,
I was going to say that too.
I still like it more because like tomorrow I'm dropping this off at the UPS store like down the street, and you know what I mean? And it's getting returned, like fully refunded and stuff. It's not a big deal.
See, I would have kept it. I would have been like, just trade it. I have doubles of a lot of these.
I was going to trade with people, but everyone I know is like getting all of them, and I don't
get all of them.
That's what trips me out. Is like everyone that's buying 2, they get the whole set. I think you're the only person I've seen that got 2 doubles.
Ryan bought like a bunch. He's doing like, I think he bought 6 boxes and going through and like doing the math and seeing what he for a video or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured if I bought them from Lego, I would assume I would get like 2 unique boxes. I didn't have high hopes since I was getting them from Walmart.
Yeah.
Because I was like, do they know like I'll throw one of these in and one of these in, or was it just luck that I happened to get all 12?
I don't know. I think a lot of people got all 12, but I think Shy, you're on mute by the way. But I think
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay. But I really like this. So what I've always, this makes it so that I can get the CMFs right away. What I've done over the years was always like wait until a few months after, and I'll pay like the $5 or $6 a piece, and just like get it from like a Facebook or eBay or like Bricklink seller. So I'm still paying like the same amount that everybody's paying, but
you get
just like they'll have it. Yeah, I don't, there's so few that I've wanted to have duplicates of, and I've never thought about having duplicates of things until recently. Like, it's kind of like having duplicates of things, buying sets just for parts is like a whole different phase of the Lego hobby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of duplicates. Yeah, and like now we've got like tons of Demon Bull Kings and stuff, but those are Sansas, you know, so it's like different. And like now that I'm like doing
they're
all the models,
yours too.
No. I know, but he's the one who like wanted them. Do you know what I mean? Like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have bought them. But what I am buying is like extra Harry Potter figs because I'm doing all these mocks for Harry Potter. So do you know what I mean? Like it's been, maybe one day I'll do like more mocks for Marvel and stuff, and I'll wish that I kept this box. Should I return? Yeah. No, I'm like, should I cancel this?
No, it's gone. Send it back. You already made a decision.
I'll make the opposite argument. I just love having things, and so I'm like, why wouldn't I want 2 Spider-Mans? Why wouldn't I?
Well, I know. Trust me, I get it, and because there's like so many other Spider-Mans you can buy. No, but the reality is
Spider-Verse.
Like
no spoilers. I haven't watched the trailer.
Sorry.
No, I like this. I think this is perfect. I think this is great. I think it's a great opportunity. You know what I mean? It's a great way to buy. You can still do the in-store thing. I mean, I wasn't able to find any either, but I'm very happy that you can do a couple boxes of 6.
I've heard that this 6-pack thing is not new though. I thought it was new.
They did it with Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Okay.
See, Looney Tunes, I enjoyed the hunt. Like a lot of times I'll buy Looney Tunes. I think it was Tech that said like they don't stock more than 1 CMF series at a time. So like now that Marvel's out, like Looney Tunes are gone.
Do you need Looney Tunes, Shy?
I have 4 of them.
Which
I'll
ones
take-
do you need?
I don't.
I have
know.
a couple duplicates.
You should
I
tell
don't
me
have a lot.
because
Okay.
I see them every once in a while and I can try to feel some up.
Yeah,
But
I'll
like,
check too.
I found those. We were in Miami or Boca or something at the time, and we went
Aye.
into one of those Lego stores that like they fill them up and then they write on it. So we immediately. Oh no, I think we felt them up in store, and so yeah, there you go. So
I
we
got so many Marvin Martians.
I need a Marvin.
This is the number
I
one.
have like 4 Marvins.
I'll buy a Marvin off you.
I'll bring one to California.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm adding it to my list.
Speaking of which, we all might actually hang out this weekend.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, which is super
You're not
fun.
going to have to wait for a vlog for this one, but if you made it all the way to the end of this episode,
Yeah, exactly.
we're
That's
all
it.
going to hang out on a couple
I
days.
don't vlog, but I might appear in other people's vlogs if they feel so inclined.
You will be. You will
We
be in vlogs.
recording.
That's how I
Well,
roll.
I have gifts for some of you.
Oh my god! Thank you. So do we. Yay.
I don't have
Okay.
anything for you. Just let him give you.
Just look behind me. If there's anything you want off my shelves, just let me know. I'll
I'll have
pack it
that
and bring it.
10,000 Leagues Under the Sea book, please.
You're off by about half.
I'm joking. 20,000.
There we go. Come on.
So at this
Come
point of
on.
our collecting lives, are you happy?
Are you happy? We're 30. I'm a 30-year-old man. Do you think I'm happy? I haven't been happy since high school. Come on.
Well said. Well said.
I'm content. I said it before. I am right now.
Shy's
I
dead.
am while Shy recovers. I am living my childhood dream where I make good enough money where I can justify spending a lot on a hobby. And Claire, you've talked about like not like, oh, I'll spend less. For me, I'm like, I'll buy less Starbucks and I'll buy more Lego. Because a trip to Starbucks for my family at this point is like a $20, $25 expense.
That's a lot.
Exactly.
Because
McDonald's is expensive at this point.
Yeah,
Right?
you have to feed these kids all the time.
Who would have thought? You know what? I didn't sign up for this.
My kids love cake pops, and I love venti cold brews full of chocolate. And so, like, I'll just go to Starbucks less, and I'll buy Lego more. But then that's a whole different conversation,
That's
I'm
the
sure.
sacrifice.
Claire was like, well, I don't want to sacrifice, like, eating nicely and going out and getting things that I want. And it's like, it's all a trade-off, right? But right now in that trade-off, to answer your question of am I happy? Yeah, I'm living my dang dream, buying whatever I want, kind of within a budget that my wife and I sometimes kind of talk about. And I kind of have an Excel spreadsheet that I'm supposed to keep track of things. And I'm not great about it. But like if there is a set that Lego announces and I want it, I will buy it. I might wait, but I will buy it. And so yes, I am happy in that regard of Lego.
I feel that. That's kind of how I feel. If I see
That's-
something I
yeah,
want,
I'm in the same boat.
try to go for it.
Mhm.
I can find the space in my office or in my budget for something that I want. Was that the castle, Claire? You okay?
No, it was just the instruction manual for the
I
castle.
was about to say the castle's gonna break
You
anyway.
just throw that
Let
straight
it
in the
drop.
trash.
I'm surprised you just do a
Why?
drop test.
Why do
Why
you
don't you do a
not-
drop test with the castle?
Why do you not? Why would I do that? You damage all these beautiful trans blue parts, you guys. They're beautiful. Anyway, it's fine.
Fair.
Can I just say, when I was building the Disney castle, the
Yeah.
first thing that happened,
What?
the brown plates broke
Oh,
On a new set,
on a new set.
I've got like Jabba's sail barge and like the big UCS sandcrawler or whatever,
Mhm.
and those I can't pull them out because so many pieces just like fall apart as I try to move the thing around.
Yeah,
There's
I've never had it on a new set.
it was
about
a
a
sad day.
that.
Not really.
I wonder. I'm so fascinated by it because, like, from a cosmetics perspective, I know that like the color, the pigment, the red pigment is very difficult to work with, and it's very small, and it's not usually eye safe, which is why you can't like put blush on your eye and stuff a lot of the times. And like wonder,
I've been messing up.
I might be making a correlation that doesn't exist, but brown has red in it. Then it doesn't make sense. Then red would be brittle. But like, I don't. There's something with those brown bricks.
There's a science to it.
We need
Right.
answers, Lego.
There's definitely a science to it. 100% there's science to it. I just don't know what it is.
well, dark red's brittle, not red.
Dark red is brittle. Yeah,
Dark
but why not red?
Maybe is it the brown?
Is there
Maybe.
red
Because
and
red and
brown,
brown
or
are
is there
fine.
brown and red?
When you mix brown and red,
Is there other red in the bright red? Is there like something else that's making it brighter?
There's
don't know.
red and bright red. There's red and dark red, but I don't know if there's brown and dark red. Also, have you all ever potty trained a kid? Because there's a lot of brown.
There's a lot of brown. Yeah.
Sometimes red
And
also.
yellow. Whoa.
You
the
get
red parts.
green,
That's
yellow.
when you need to call somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, you also got to remember what they ate before.
True.
Yeah, we eat a lot of
They
that has
eat
a lot to
beets.
do with it.
If they
A lot
eat
of beets.
right? Yeah, beets are like very.
Ninja's house is full of beets,
Full of
literally
beets.
and figuratively.
So we'll end the stream on the note that
that I got
In the
beets.
stream with some beets.
if you ate some beets and your pee scared you, don't forget that you ate the beets.
That was
Remember.
that dad joke right there.
Really,
No.
this is what my episode is going
That's
to
what it
be.
came down to.
After all this forethought, I took notes, guys.
Roll the music. No.
You can roll the music whenever you want. People know what I am at this point, and if they don't, they found
I
out.
take my
I
hat
mean,
off to you, sir.
Yeah,
I
head over to
apologize.
Josh Build Stuff for dad jokes and a robot.
He's not a robot. It's a.
What in the?
They're TK troopers. They're people.
Right, sorry.
Wasn't
sorry.
that a reference to How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Yes, that is actually. We can't get into origin stories, but that is the sitcom set I want most, and that is the reason why I have a stormtrooper in my backdrop. Is because of that show.
Because of Barney. I would love a How I Met Your Mother set.
Me
You can
too.
do a rebrickable from the original Friends set.
Yeah.
There's idea sets out there. I've seen they've done the bar or whatever. I've seen the apartment as well. I would get either of those. I bought a French horn and painted it blue and gave it to my wife. Before we were dating, she didn't even like me at the time. And I was like, here's a blue French horn. Get it. It's from the TV show. And then 2 years
Smooth.
later, we were married.
Smooth. That's how you do it.
Josh.
That's how you do
It
it.
works,
That only
guys.
worked out for Ted so easily.
It worked for me. I don't know why more people don't just buy brass section instruments, paint them like a nice royal blue, and give them to somebody that they like. And then combine your Lego collection with their Lego collection.
Yeah, exactly. And
Boom.
then spend
Yeah.
the rest of your life sorting it.
Yeah. It's easy. I don't know why it's easy.
It's
You guys want me to go through my list more? Shy, did you finish the Bugatti yet?
No.
Yeah, I want to go through
Cold blooded.
No. Shy, how's work going? That was on my notes. Claire, how's the merging of Lego collections going? I'm not going to lie, that is on my list of notes.
It's overwhelming. It's
Oh,
overwhelming.
can I mention something as I'm
Mhm.
mentioning something?
Mhm.
What are you going to say? No, I'm the guest on the show.
Yes.
I actually
He's taking the
I
reins.
appreciate this, and Flynn will probably not listen to this, but Flynn from Tricky Bricks and also Lego Masters, and also just like such a great dude. And it's like so cool to have that dude in the Lego community in general.
Absolutely.
And like I think he follows me on Twitter, and I'm honored by it.
Nice.
But he probably didn't give a second thought to this Twitter reply. But I'll post about when I'll make a new video on Twitter or whatever. And I did, and on Mickey/Minnie Mouse Monday this week, I was literally doing a quick little fun review of the Minnie Mouse like ice cream shop beach little set. It's a 4+ set, and I am a 33-year-old like adult boring white dude, and I'm talking about like a Minnie Mouse set here. And on Twitter, I made the joke, and I made the same joke in the video, but I was like, I'm as ashamed to be here as you are.
You did make that joke.
I made that joke, and like that's just kind of my style and kind of my personality. And then Flynn responded, and I'm so ashamed after the fact. And he was like, "Why on earth would you be ashamed?"
Yeah.
And I was like I played it off, and I was like, "Oh, it's just a funny juxtaposition between like a 4+ 100-piece Minnie Mouse set and like the big gray UCS Millennium Falcon I've got like sitting in my closet. Like there is a funny relation between those two sets." But regardless of Flynn's tone, I have literally been thinking about that comment for 2 days. And I'm like, oh man, that kind of gives off the wrong message. And that was kind of like my own frail ego of like, I can't like the Lego sets that I like because like, just because it's a Minnie Mouse set. And it's like, sure, I'm a grown adult man, but like I love Disney unashamedly, and I love Disney parks and like everything, and like sure, I love Mickey and Minnie Mouse and stuff, and I bought the sets because I like them and my kids like them, but I was like, thanks, Flynn, for calling me on that, and I'm sure he meant it as like a one-off comment and has forgotten about it, but I have not stopped thinking about it. Like chill your own ego a bit, dude, and it's okay to just like whatever sets you like. Yeah, I might respond back to him on that, or maybe he'll just listen to this episode.
And that was our deep conversation checkpoint in the episode.
Check.
Were we looking for one of those? I was going to start crying a little later, so I guess I won't do that now.
Yeah, you can. It's up to you. You know, it's as you said, we're not going to tell you no, you're the guest.
That's true. I got some creative liberties here.
Exactly.
Floor is all yours.
It's dangerous.
No, that's right. Don't be ashamed of the sets you like. Hey, I rock dots. I don't care.
I think it's like it's interesting because I'm literally sitting here thinking about putting this like Elsa figure in my minifig display case because just look at this cape.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
a nice
sweet.
cape.
Look at that one, and then look at
Could
the
use that as
other
a tie.
one. Look at the other one. These are beautiful.
Oh, dang.
That's a better
I know.
tie.
These
Claire.
are UCS level mini dolls.
Claire,
What?
just let it go.
Bars.
I don't know if you
Oh
guys can
my
hear right now,
gosh.
but that's exactly what's being played right now in the living room.
No, I
I
can't.
don't
Really?
know if that's being played.
No, my daughter's literally obsessed with that song, and all she sings is the "Let It Go" portion of it, and does not
Perfect
know the
timing.
rest. And she's barely speaking senses at this point of her life.
Have you taken her to Epcot?
No,
Because they took away our beloved Maelstrom for a Frozen ride at Epcot
Uh-oh.
Oh, I
because
didn't know
apparently Arendelle is in Norway.
that. Yeah,
can you hear it
It's
now?
at least the closest relation.
I think it's supposed to be.
I do hear it.
Yeah. Turn away and close the door. I don't care.
You
Yep.
don't care
Mhm.
what they're gonna say.
Those are good
The
movies.
cold doesn't even bother her anyways.
Yeah, cold
Sheesh.
doesn't bother me anyway. Is it cold in California? Do I need to worry about that?
It is
What's
hot,
cold?
and it's
You'll be
hot.
What is cold?
Well, what's hot to you? I'm in Central Texas, y'all.
Oh, that's right. 98 to 100 something.
Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
You guys use that there? All right, so
Yeah,
it's the
we
same as Texas. Okay.
I'm
I
glad
thought it
that
was
we're
nice.
getting our.
I guess
Pretty
at San
spicy.
Francisco, that's always nice.
No, San Francisco. Are you kidding? It's freezing. It's always like feels like 40 degrees here.
All right, that's like year round. You're in like between 40 and 70 degrees.
Yes, but that's also like the entire Bay Area is much nicer than San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just
like-
saying you have no right to complain because in
Oh.
February here it literally froze and people lost power, and
Yeah, but
then in
that
the summer
every
it's thinking
time, though.
110.
Yeah, you guys get actual seasons out there.
Texas doesn't know what it's doing, man. I didn't mean I changed the subject like 4 degrees away from where we were at some point.
Oh, I do want to throw in a Disney hot take. Moana is better than Frozen.
Yeah, I have
The
to. I
music in
agree.
Moana 100% is better than Frozen.
I said
Oh, yeah.
that.
The
I
music,
said
yeah.
that. I said that today on my.
The music
live
in
stream, you
Frozen
guys.
2 is better
Did
than
you?
the music in Frozen 1.
I agree. I said that today on my live stream that I like. I like the music in Moana better, but
Nice. Yes.
I personally, I also like Frozen 2 more than Frozen 1.
I do. At least the music. Unless you're talking about that opening Frozen 1 song about like cutting the ice and like beware the frozen heart. That's a good song. I'm just a sucker for acapella though, like a lot of strong masculine voices singing acapella together
Yeah.
while they're doing manual labor. Shy, I'm sure you guys did a lot of that in the Marines.
Yeah, we did. That exact same thing.
Yeah, fight songs,
Mm-hmm.
sailor songs.
Chants and stuff.
Chance
Yeah.
while we're sweating, dirty, only have men around us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh, is it getting hot in here or?
That's just the new queer I set. It's that insensitive. I did not mean it for.
And then we
be.
just went in a full circle, and that's how we're gonna end it. Roll that music, all right, guys.
Bada boom.
Man, we're good at this, guys.
Wow.
This was a lot of fun. I'll have to have you guys back sometime.
I'm down.
This was enjoyable. We'll reschedule something.
We'll reschedule. Yeah.